Welcome, everyone. First off, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Lindsay Allison. I'm the Program Coordinator for Curriculum Development in the Office of Academic Affairs. I am responsible for coordinating the Uniza College of Medicine collaborative project with Boonshoff School of Medicine. A little bit of background about me. I started this position in March of 2014, not long after we had signed the contract. And it's my responsibility to make sure all materials are delivered to UCM in a timely fashion and everything is accurate. And I'm basically the liaison between our faculty and theirs. The UCM students are receiving all of the same material that our BSOM students are receiving. So it's imperative that we make sure all of our materials and exams align appropriately with our learning objectives because they are receiving all the same materials. This includes the exams. Just a little bit about the process for preparing the materials for UCM. My team and myself, we get on Pilot and we review all of your materials that you have uploaded there. That's where we begin, and we start looking for third-party copyright issues and scrubbing those materials down so that we can get them ready for delivery. We will meet with the course director and would ask you questions about the materials and how the course is structured. As we're preparing these materials and removing any third-party copyright information, like images or things that have been taken from a textbook, we insert a placeholder in that spot so we kind of know what should be there. The course directors at UCM have access to Pilot, so they could see your original PowerPoint and use that as a reference when inserting their own images. We like to meet with the course director early on after we've reviewed your content to kind of get a feel for it so we know what questions we need to ask you. That's when we'll go over this process in more detail. We get more information about your course and how you structure it and what activities you do, how they're done. Where can we get the documents that aren't on Pilot, like your TBLs and peer instructions, things that are graded that obviously are not uploaded for the students' use. And then when UCM course directors have questions, they typically email me and let me know that they have questions or that they would like a Skype call. And it's your responsibility to then answer those questions either via email or Skype call, whatever is appropriate for that situation. I like to sit in on at least the very first Skype call, and then I kind of leave it up to the course director whether or not you want me present or not. Some course directors like to do it on their own. Some like me to be there to help facilitate and answer questions of things that maybe I've already done or are in the works. UCM does initiate the call, like I said previously, and when they do, I ask them to present us with an agenda because sometimes they'll have questions about very basic things about your course that could be answered via email, and then the time on the Skype call can be more focused on the in-depth things that you need to explain in more detail. We also have a medical illustrator on staff that we've hired to recreate all exam imaging. This kind of keeps us out of trouble with copyright. He does a wonderful job, and you'll see more of that, and we'll get into that more later. We also have a graduate student that we have used to shoot images of glass slides for like the CATOS course and POD course. And so if there are things that he can be utilized for, we'll use him in your course as well. Now, this was just a quick overview of the process, but the rest of this video will go into more detail about the specifics. Thanks.
By the end of this session, you will be able to explain what is required of you when preparing your materials, determine what materials violate copyright law and what do not, and prepare your materials according to our guidelines. As I said in my intro video, my team and I start by looking at your Pilot page. Here you will see a sample schedule from one of our first-year courses. My team and I will download everything from Pilot and review those materials. This includes content from the interactive schedule. Here's an example of what we would do for one session. In this particular session, there is a PDF preparatory assignment, as well as a PowerPoint for that topic, a PDF of that PowerPoint, as well as case instructions and 2 cases. All of this will be downloaded and prepared for UCM. Now, this is just a small sample of what we have to prepare. We also download all of the material in the content section, as well as self-assessments, etc. All of the graded materials will need to be provided by the course director or their course coordinator. Some group activities, like team-based learning and peer instruction, are available in the Office of Academic Affairs, but not all. All exams can be accessed through Flight and/or ExamSoft, but we may have questions about these from time to time. After everything is reviewed, we will then convert all of the PowerPoints to our UCM template. There's a sample of this on the next slide. All UCM PowerPoints have a green header on them. This is so we can easily see that this version belongs to UCM and not BSOM. As you can see, there was an image on this slide. The image has been removed and the placeholder has been inserted in its place. All of the other text remains. The UCM faculty have access to the pilot courses they are in charge of. This allows them to see how our materials are organized, and they can view the original PowerPoints as a reference when they need to insert images or other copyright materials. So how do you know what falls under copyright and what does not? A few guidelines to follow. If you didn't create the image, don't use it. Images taken from textbooks cannot be used. If you created a chart, table, or image in PowerPoint or some other software, you can use that. If you create a chart or table based on something in a book or journal, make sure you have interpreted the content into your own words. Next, I will show you a flow chart about this topic. We will provide you with a copy of this flow chart. If you question whether or not you can use an image, ask yourself these questions. Start on the left and work your way through the chart. This is a great resource. It even gives you a better understanding of the terms copyright, fair use, Creative Commons, and public domain. Now that we have reviewed copyright and what you should or should not use, I would like you to pause the video and take a couple of minutes to write down what kinds of third-party copyright material you use in your course. Example of this would be images, charts, tables, etc. Basically anything that you have inserted that wasn't created by you or is from a textbook, journal, or another source. And where do you use these copyright materials? Is it in your exams, TBLs, peer instructions, PowerPoints, labs, etc.? Please email me this list so we have an idea of what we should be looking for. So how do we get around the copyright issue? Aside from inserting placeholders and asking UCM to replace the images, we have a couple of other resources. We hired a medical illustrator. He is recreating as many of the exam images as he can. Exams are our first priority because it's crucial that these be consistent between both UCM and BSOM. After he creates an image, he will ask you for your approval of the image to ensure it meets the standards of the other images you have included in your exams. This image is an example of his basic line drawings. Here is another example of Ryan's work. This image of the heart was used several times throughout the human structure course. As you can see, he's very talented. Not only does he do line drawings and more complex color drawings, he can also do chemical structures. This particular image was used for our molecular basis of medicine course. Complex images like this sometimes require him to get more information from the course director. The more information he has, the easier it is for him to create an image to your liking. If you have images from glass microscope slides, we can recreate those too. We have a camera attached to one of our microscopes and have hired a graduate student to take those pictures. You must provide him with the slides, and he will ask for your approval of the images as well. He can shoot specific images as well as create a bank of images from the slides you provide. This is a sample of something he shot with our camera. Our hope is to create a large image repository that can be used by both BSOM and UCM. We want our students to benefit from these great images too. Copyright law is not black and white, so the more we own and use of our own material, the better. As images are created for your course, please feel free to use them as you see fit. Now that everything has been scrubbed for copyright and converted to UCM templates, images have been replaced and it seems to be ready to go. What happens? Well, I deliver all of the material through a secure Dropbox. All of the materials go through here, except the exams. All exams are turned into a PDF. These are only seen by myself and the assessment coordinator at UCM. He then distributes these PDFs to the course director. We require the same level of security for all graded materials. We want to ensure that all of our materials are safe and secure. The exams are exported from ExamSoft and sent to UCM's IT department through a secure file transfer. UCM then uses the package to upload the exam in their Moodle learning management system.
I hope after reviewing this video that you have a better understanding of what is needed from you as a course director to make this project successful. Every course and every course director are a little bit different, so we really need to work together to figure out what works best for you and how we can make this as easy as possible. That's my goal through all of this. I just want to be an asset to you. My team and I will do everything we can to make this process go as smoothly as possible. Now, just a few items that I wanted to remind you that you are required to think about and pay attention to. Those are the TBLs, peer instructions, labs, and any other activities. That's where I'm really going to need your help getting things together and prepared. In order to make these successful, I need to know how they are done, what additional materials you use, like the iPads, Post-its, microscopes, things like that. Any other special things that you use in these activities or that you do differently than maybe other faculty do. Your other major responsibility with this project is corresponding with your counterpart at UCM. Like I said earlier, I will be in on the Skype calls if you would like me to be, or you can do them on your own. That's fine too. And I answer as many of the questions via email as I can. A lot of times I can find the answer on Pilot, or I can talk with Dr. Parmalee or Dr. Roman. They may know the answer, and then I don't have to bug you for something that I could have figured out on my own. The major issues that I can't answer, that's when I'll forward those along. And if it's something a little bit more in depth and you feel like maybe we do need a Skype call, then I would follow up and let them know that. But like I said earlier, my team and I are here to help you as much as possible. We want to do as much as we can to make this easy on you and make it go smoothly. We understand that you are practicing physicians or you have other responsibilities within the university. This isn't your first priority, and our students are. So that's why I want to help as much as I can. So if you have any questions or if you ever need anything, feel free to email or call me, and I am happy to help in any way. Thank you.